down into the infield. The tight field is tight. The green is up, and we are racing. Field moves down to turn number 1. Still really tight together. Everybody nice and clean. Your leaders stay side by side.
Kenny Johnson immediately out of the action as our cars round turn 4 to head to the line. Lap number 1 is in the books with White shown as your leader. John Lowe Chambrello is challenging, and here comes Kurt Brainerd looking for racing room.
Brainerd on the outside really gets a couple of tacks. Chambrello hard on the brakes, puts out some smoke. Chowansky now moving up in the frame. Whoa, we got cars going everywhere through turn number 3. Then Christopher. Cardile gets down there. Christopher gets tagged up pretty good. Donnelly also involved in it. Looks like everybody a little bit hard on the brakes. Frankie Cardile, number 21, back into the fray this year. Gets his number 13 sanitary services all banged up, and he lifts his way back toward the pits.
You can see the Nerf bar hanging off the right side and the heavy sheet metal damage on the number 13. And meanwhile, Donnelly in the 2X machine also trying to get back out. And we'll see as he passes the line if there's any external damage. Yes, he definitely has a flat tire, but now has wrapped up the late model championship for 1993. George totaling 346 points. Scott Foster coming on to take over second place with his strong fourth place finish with 330 points. Chuck Zentarski finishes in third place with 312.
Boy,
so
Foster,
there you have it.
Foster should get the award for leaving the most tire on the track. Christopher's older car, and it seems like he has definitely got the momentum today. The green flag is out, and we are racing.
Brainerd with the jump on White now and takes over the lead, moving into that first turn. On the outside, keep an eye on Tom Tagg as he makes his move and takes the number 2 position.
Tom Tagg, who had a great start to the season, in the middle of the season he had some problems. He said to us what happened was the car was so bent that he couldn't keep it in adjustment. They replaced a number of main frame members, and obviously the work is moving out and he's running in second spot. Here comes Chowansky, number 57, running up the challenge for third as White moves steadily backward.
And also making his move is Mike Christopher as he is in the outside groove now, and he's working on White in a bid for the number 4 spot. Mike just barely grazes the wall, but he's okay as White is carrying him up just a little bit high.
Whoa, big contact. Cardile ran into the back of 75 and spun him around. Frank Wainwright had brain fade and went up into the weeds himself. Frank doesn't look like he's going to be able to get started, and the yellow flag.
All right, here we go. Peter Locke behind the wheel of our pace car will go diving to the infield. Kurt Brainerd having taken over the lead. Let's see how he does on the restart. A little bumping and tapping going on through the pack. And here they come off 4, and we've got our restart. And it's Brainerd setting away again. But Steve Chowansky now gets under Tom Tagg to take the second spot. So Kurt Brainerd will have his hands full now as Mike Christopher also comes out. Donnelly right behind Christopher.
On the back of the pack, Mike Paquette got a new lease on life and just made 4 position moves up. Yellow number 1 now running in 11th position. As your leader starts to tighten up again. Brainerd on the outside. Chowansky drops down to the inside. This car on its 4th race has really been driving well for Steve out of Mystique Motorsports down in Connecticut. Number 82, Christopher, also sitting very close to make a challenge. Christopher, our current modified champion. Chowansky goes high. Christopher comes down low to fill the spot, but Chowansky's got enough motor to move away from him as they start to spread out just a bit on the back straightaway. Brainerd now gets attacked by Chowansky, and Christopher moves up to close the gap.
Is this the day for the little guys? Brainerd looking to chalk up the win as Herb Bennett Sr. did in the late model race. And look out, here we go. The bid for the lead by Chowansky. Down the backstretch they go side by side. Mike Christopher looking for an opening. Who will the leader be coming out of turn 4? It's Steve Chowansky in front. The 57 machine taking over the top spot for Brainerd. Into turn number 1. Mike Christopher down low with challenge for second place. Right behind him, Donnelly, and moving up on the outside, John Anderson in the 15 car. Brainerd doing a super job holding off Christopher at the moment. But here comes Mike. Gets that edge down low, and he has second place. Donnelly also starting to move up now. As we have the caution flag on the backstretch, Ted Christopher with a problem, spinning. And Wayne Johnson coming along. Frank Wainwright, smoke coming from the rear of the 44, pulling out.
Tough break for Ted Christopher, who's just, he's some interesting looking folks that want to buy some fried dough or other incredibly scrumptious gourmet foods from our concession stands. And we're about to go back to green.
Here we go. In goes our pace car. Chowansky leads the way, and there's the green flag. Chowansky with a good jump on the field leads the team to the line. Mike Christopher running second, Brainerd third. Here comes Anderson on the outside to challenge Brainerd. Meanwhile, Donnelly is also hanging right in there in the 2X machine. Tom Tagg works the low groove as he tries to work under Donnelly. Can't quite do it that time. They start to stretch out just a little bit now. And around is another of our machines. No contact with other cars. And he does manage to pull away. Steve Lombardo in the 78.
Meanwhile, Christopher's got his sights on Chowansky, number 82 against number 57. Christopher, our track champion. Brainerd now up on the high side. Anderson trying to get a look down low. Anderson in the orange and blue car trying to position himself for a pass to the second spot. Brainerd shuts the door. Field's starting to spread out just a bit. Here comes Anderson again. Whoa, big bump going on. Coming out of turn number 2. Anderson takes his foot out of it. Brainerd stays right on top of the throttle. Anderson's not relenting at all. He's right back on the bumper. Chowansky holding on to the fast line. Mike Christopher looking one way underneath. Now remember, a number of cars have gone across the infield, and the low groove below the yellow line is full of dirt. These guys want to avoid that like the plague, because that rips the traction out from underneath you like a rug on a freshly polished floor.
Kurt Brainerd with one of his best runs of the year in the 96, holding on to third place, just fought on the challenge by John Anderson. And I'm sure that battle will continue. Mike can't gain on our leader, Chowansky. And let's see how he handles any possible challenge. Chowansky knows victory lane, and he knows how to run this track very, very well. Doing a super job right now as we complete lap number 13. So still a long way to go in this one.
Back in 9th place, the number 33 car being piloted by Tony Sylvester jumped out of his pro stock, which he wadded up pretty badly yesterday, and he will be campaigning this car next year. So you'll see Tony Sylvester in a modified car with all the tiger stripes and everything. A real popular guy who likes to entertain the young folks. Let's get close to his car. He always parks near the fence in the number 33 car today. Anderson now making a move under Brainerd. Brainerd slipped way high. Donnelly, 2X goes under him also to come up on cross flags.
Well, a tough break for Brainerd as he made one little mistake and it cost him 2 positions, just like that. 15 down and 15 to go. The field really starting to spread out now, except for our front 2. They're still nose to tail. Chowansky and Mike Christopher still going at it, hammer and Tom. Our track champion would certainly like to bow out in winning fashion, while Chowansky certainly wants to win. He only had 2 all season long and would like to add to that. Meanwhile, Bert Marvin has a problem in turn 4, trying to keep that car going to avoid a caution flag. But here comes our leaders, and that brings out the caution.
Now, this is going to tighten up the race and tighten up the complexion of the finish of this.
He's in the 2X car. Here we go, ready for the restart. And they power them, and here they come, and we've got the green flag.
Chowansky with a great jump off the line, just motors away from Mike Christopher. Number 57 motor this about a car length and a half lead over Mike Christopher, who's noted for real quick starts. Christopher must have been snoozing for a second. Anderson moves up smartly. 2X car gets sideways and kind of drags the whole field back with him.
John Anderson now running third as he overtook Donnelly on that transition. And look out on the backstretch. Lombardo and Georgitis come together. Lombardo able to pull away in the 78. But the caution comes out one more time. You go to your local corner garage. Well, I can have that for you in 3 weeks. You know, one of those stories. Here we go, off turn 4. We're ready, and we've got the green again. We've got 17 down, and Chowansky leads the field to the line, but here comes John Anderson on the inside to challenge Mike Christopher for that number 2 spot. Donnelly sitting right there, waiting for an opening. Tom Tagg starting to move up on the outside. Chowansky all of a sudden appears to lose some power, and Anderson dives under him and takes the lead. John Anderson looking for victory number 2 across the line, completing lap 18.
Steve Chowansky, either a sudden mechanical problem or severe brain fade, just drops back and almost causes all kinds of action. But these guys able to get around him. Christopher now sitting in 3rd spot, just kind of trying to figure out what happened. Anderson, who has driven well all year since jumping into this car, recipient of that shift from Steve Chowansky number 57. Donnelly, whose twins are celebrating their first-year birthday, running in 4th spot, able to move a bit. Tom Tagg running very strong, but not able to overtake the leader. Brainerd behind him, and Paquette. Here comes Anderson off the turn, nice and smooth. Chowansky stuck to his bumper, whatever it was lighting him as they went into turn number 3 has gone away out the window. Chowansky looking for a way underneath. Mike Christopher falling back just a bit. Donnelly with Christopher not able to gain.
Meanwhile, tour driver Steve Park is into the infield, and you can see the smoke pouring out of the headers on that one. R0 out of the action. 21 down and 9 to go is the call as they head into turn 1 with Chowansky still all over the back bumper of John Anderson. Paquette moving up. Paquette takes over the number 6 spot now in car 1 as he doubles. A brilliant sun is shining bright, and Anderson looking very bright up front. No question about that. As he comes off the turn, and we're really starting to count the laps down now.
Comments were made by a number of the tour drivers and regular Friday night program drivers here that the sun later on in the afternoon was really a problem as they entered into turn number 1.
All right, as they head to the line, we'll have just 5 to go. Anderson now with a 3-car length lead, and he's stretching it out over Steve Chowansky. Mike Paquette now closing under Tom Tagg. A good battle for that 5th position. Paquette low, Tagg on the outside. Heading for the line. We're really counting them down in a hurry now as our field is really spread out. At the line, too, Paquette has the edge over Tom Tagg for that 5 spot.
Mike Paquette, good little fabricator and good little race car driver, has finally made the move and picked up that 5th position. John Anderson out front started his career at the Plainville Stadium, that tight, tough little ring of Joe Tenney's. Moved on up to Riverside Park, where he drove a beautiful, immaculately prepared Chevy Vega. On to Stafford, took a few years off from the sport, came back to run in this weekly Winston Racing Series, and looks for his 2nd win of the season in just 2 laps.
Well, our field really stretched out now, Mike, and certainly Anderson looking better second by second as they head down that backstretch.
Chowansky's in a tough spot. I mean, he can see Anderson. He can smell the unburnt gases coming out of those tailpipes. John lifts a hand in the air and gives the starter a 1-to-go signal. Mr. Showmanship. Hauls it down the backstretch, 6-car length lead over Joe Chowansky. Single file, they come down the back straightaway and out of turn number 4. John Anderson out of Waterbury picks up his 2nd victory of 1993. Trouble out of turn 4. Mike Paquette trying to hang on to that 5th spot. Going to have to back it across the line. That's just what he's doing, but it puts him tail end on the field, and he'll have all winter to remember that final corner of the last lap of racing here at Stafford in 1993.
Report to the start-finish line, please. Barry, to the start-finish line, please. Here's your official top 10. Anderson recorded as the victor over Steve Chowansky in 2nd. Mike Christopher takes 3rd, followed by Donnelly in 4th place in the 2X. Then it was the 3 of Tagg, finishing 5th, followed by Brainerd in the 96 car. 7th place goes to the 21 of Frank Cardile. 8th place in car number 33, Tony Sylvester. Pat Chambrello finishes 9th in the 6, and 10th place to Dennis Gaeta in car number 5.
They're videotaping a Stafford Speedway commercial today. If you'd like to be part of it, just join the crowd. There's a gentleman who is our producer-director standing with a whole pile of cable and other TV-looking stuff.
Jackets on sale, just $30 each in all sizes. Hats and T-shirts also reduced, so visit the Big D Novelty booth while you're down there. You see some great bargains. Well, there he is. He's in victory lane. Mike?
Well, John Anderson, as he came by to take the 1-to-go signal, reached up and gave the starter a 1-to-go. As he climbs out of the car, let him hear it for a job well done, John Anderson.
A few photographs for our racing media, and then we'll be on to the victory lane stand for the celebration of this win. Nicely done by John.
We go back a long way, Raleigh. We used to leave here on Stafford on Friday nights and go heading off toward parties elsewhere, and John's crew and a couple other teams that shall remain nameless since it's long ago and far away would engage in this little game of mailbox clicking with the car haulers and see how many of those outboard mirrors they could bounce off mailboxes on the way down to Ellington.
No,
like
it
I
couldn't
say,
be.
That was long ago and far away, Tony, but Tony Sutton with the winner.
Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for Winston Modifieds winner, John Anderson. First off, that was a congratulations. That was a great drive. There was nobody else's. It was all yours. There was a move you put on Chowansky. It looked like he threw an anchor out there. What happened?
I think he popped out of gear or something going on the back chute. He was running pretty good, but you know, since the rain shortened race, everybody says, well, if there was more laps, we would have got you. Well, we got them today. Checkmate. Okay.
There you go.
But the car ran great. The guys did a great job. We ran last night at Riverside, changed the car around, back and forth. We came back here today, put it right on. We started with sticker tires, which is a no-no. You know, you're taking a chance doing that. But I'd like to thank a few people that helped me. Steve Saunders, he helps me with tires all the time, a good friend of mine. Billy the Kid Motor. What more can you say right there? Billy the Kid, I love you. All right? My brother Billy bought us the car, put it there when we got it from Teddy, and Teddy helped us a great deal. Teddy and Mike, they always helped us, parts, whatever. Here we are, Victory Lane.
Well, obviously, a lot of it has to do with what comes out of that foot down there, because you really drove well today. Now, there was a lot of getting together out there. The guys were really hooking wheels. Is the track slippery, or is it just people really aggressive at the end of the year?
No, not really. It's, I don't know, I like sparks myself. If Bo Gunning was out here, we used to see more of them, but, you know, it's just, you know, it's close racing. You got all the cars are running real tight, real good. You know, the top 5 cars are real close, so that's what you're going to get. You're going to get some sparks. Only today the sparks flew over my roof when I was in front of them.
That's great. Once again, congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, John Anderson.
2 wins, a second, and 3 thirds for Anderson in this Winston Racing Series season.